Hello everybody. So last time I went into each and tried the different games that are up in there, and I was surprised to find some games that I actually had fun playing. So I decided to go back and try some more games. I hope you enjoy this. Whoa! What the fuck? The first game on the list is Tanuki Sunset. Here you are a raccoon on a longboard. You can crouch to go faster, you can slide, you can turn your board. I don't know what to do with it. And the cool thing when you're sliding and release the slide button, the boat stops drifting, like it stops going sideways and it transitions into going to the direction of the tip of the nose. As you are cruising, you get points for anything that is not going straight. For example, anything like close calls or drifting, going on the edge of the map and not falling off. You also collect little orange things, which I guess you could use them in the shop or main menu. I didn't get that far. I found this to be way harder than it looks. I played for 30 minutes and I couldn't pass the first stage. Overall, a really fun game with great soundtracks, very nice visuals. It's definitely a cooked game since it's a demo for what I presume is a full game on Steam. So the second game is Streets of Rogue. Again, it's a demo. Full game is available on Steam, so there are some features missing in the demo which sound cool, but you get the gist, the taste of the game. So there are a bunch of different characters with different abilities you can choose from and customize their looks. After choosing your character, you drop in a map with a bunch of quests or missions you need to achieve. You can interact with things to get the loot from, and you can do things to bait or get the response from the NPCs. For example, knocking on windows would get the guy inside to run full circle to see who that, leaving himself vulnerable or the targets inside. I didn't get to mess around with it too much, just ran around and punched everything or tried to lure them into traps. But yeah, it looks like a cool game, definitely cooked. Third game, Perfect Vermin. This is definitely something. The idea here is that there are aliens hiding as objects in the office and you need to kill them using your hammer. And the curve here for figuring out how the game works feels very satisfying. You start off by destroying everything you see until you accidentally kill a vermin, which after that you start looking for where they are and how they hide, and once you figure that and finish the map, the game escalates by getting very creative with the maps. And it keeps on going like that. It's a fairly short game, but it's pretty good with that character in between the maps doing you explaining the way he talks and how he looks, the weird language. I don't want to show you more in case anybody decides to play it, but it's a treat seeing the maps change and how things escalate. It's definitely cooked, but small, highly suggested. Yeah, it's a treat. I wish there was more to play. Oh my god. Game number 4, Ice Age Baby. Um, Bernie Sanders is sending soldiers into Iraq to capture the Ice Age Baby. It's a 10-minute game and it adds value to this world. Definitely something special. Game number 5, My Dear Hatchet Man. It starts off by asking my name, which is obviously Shufahulha, proceeds to ask my gender, which is obviously tree, but it escalates to my name of my gender, to name of my gender, and my subject pronoun. Object pronoun what? It's getting real weird. Possessive pronoun? What's happening? So it proceeds to show me more text, which I can't read, and there's a flash of a dude holding my hand, or me holding his hand. I don't know, it was weird. I don't know, there's a bunch of more text, which I skip, and wake up in the bedroom. I keep skipping, and a few words catch my eye. It feels like someone is on top of me. Text, shit. Yeah, I should have seen it coming, to be honest. I give this one a what? What? Game number 6. Sylving? Sylving? Am I pronouncing it right? Oh my god. Game number 6.2. Right click necromancer. I had more fun playing this game than I should have, I think. You start with a little group of guys that follow your cursor and fight to the death on your command. And when you kill an enemy group, you can right click to resurrect them as your own, and your army grows. The balance here is such that you have to snowball no matter what. The game is going to throw more enemies in bigger groups and higher levels, and while you run around the side of the map to try find smaller groups to beat, so you could grow your army, there will be bigger guys coming in bigger numbers. If you decide to engage with a group similar in size, the length of the battle could cost you the time that otherwise you would have used to overwhelm smaller groups, but instead you engage in a lengthy fight and ends up you end up coming up with the same number of the same amount of soldiers you started with. So yeah, it's small, snowball hard, and good luck. It's pretty fucking great. It's a little game for 19 megabytes, and it has no installer that is needed. Yeah. Game number 7, The Invader. The name was cool, so I wanted to download and see it, but there's nothing much to say. Somebody started kind of an ambitious project of doing sort of an RPG game, and I guess it's a small team or maybe a single guy. It definitely looks very uncooked, very raw, and has a lot of work in there. With like music looping hard, very simple quest, one very simple quest, combat is awkward, but I don't know, good luck to him, because visually it looks alright, like it's going in the right direction, it just needs more time. Game number 8, Therapy with Dr. Albert Krueger. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. It starts off with a bunch of text, and then one gives you like to solve simple math problems. Like even if you click a mistake, it just keeps on going, I don't know. And there's like a skip button, and if you click it, cause it's getting fucking annoying, you get a message. It's incredibly rude to skip all our conversation. Like, yeah, sure, buddy. Like, what the fuck? Was it supposed to be funny? I don't know. It was very weird. It's definitely an Alt F4 type of game for me. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Game number 9. Time is solid here. This is a gem in disguise, I think. This simple looking, weird psychedelic art game by far had the most impactful story tidbit, I think you can call it that I've seen. I've played a little while, you run around and go inside these pictures, and I've only been to the first one, but inside of the picture, yeah, you go inside, there is an old lady looking for her husband, and he is inside of a maze. As we go into the maze, we find him. No, we don't find him, we find clues that he has left behind about his journey into the maze. As we get to at the end of the maze, we meet him and we figure out that he's been doing the maze and intentionally leaving clues behind to, I guess, torment his lady, and he enjoys it. So after meeting him and talking to her, by the way, this is purgatory. These are trapped souls and they're not going anywhere. Like they can't come to terms with their things. So after we meet him, we go back to the lady and we're presented with a choice. Do we tell the lady or lie to her about him? Like, did we find him or not? And after that, you can go to the old man and tell him about what you've told her to see his reaction. Like, you can tell her, I'm not gonna. I'm getting way too much into this like tiny tidbit, but it was just like the most meaningful one I've seen in any of these games, and it surprised me because this game looks very unbaked. But also, if you go to the comment section of this project, you see that the people are really enjoying the music. I didn't notice the music, and yeah, definitely a weird game, a very weird game, but it has some magic. There's something. On the topic of weird spooky games, game number 10 is the Backrooms 98 I don't know much about the backrooms and its lore. I know it exists and there are a lot of kids who try to recreate this stuff in 3D and make movies and stuff about that. But in this case here, with the extreme lens distortion and all the shit filters on the screen, it works out great. Also, you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but the movement feels very sluggish. When you move your mouse, it overshoots a bit and and incrementally slows down, and so it gets this very sluggish feeling, which works out great for this game. Feels very realistic, very spooky, and it's cool. If you like backrooms, I'm pretty sure you guys know about this. If you don't, theirs was pretty cool. I'd suggest you to check it out. And by free in its name, I assume that there is a Steam version or something. There's a full version of the game. So that explains why it looks very baked. And I only wonder about the length of this game. All in all, this one is quite surprised me by how high quality this is. Like how it's cool shit. Whoa! What the fuck? Game number 11. Rerun by Dani. A cool first looking shooter where you jump around and kick the ass of stickmen who awkwardly swing swords and shoot arrows at you. It's kind of a simple puzzle game in a sense because it's built very nicely because you have one way to go and you can see the direction for the other way, but the other way is closed because for example, you cannot double jump there. So you have to go and kill the guy, which unlocks you a double jump power, which then you can go back and jump over that. Each map you have to regain these powers, but it's actually pretty cool. It's a cool idea. It's a cool concept. It's pretty basic too. Yeah, you can see that the game is pretty basic, but again, the idea is very cool. The mechanics feel alright, you know, they're good. Maybe the fighting is a bit off, but you can cheese it by throwing the sword in the enemies. It also had a bunch of maps, so I think I'm gonna call it cooked but small. Maybe I'll go through all of the maps later to see what's in the end. Game number 12, Sword the Court. This one took me back to those old days where you used to play mini clip games in school on recess. This is a browser game. It's 5 minutes in length, 7 minutes, and it's nice. It's a cool game. I wish there was more of it. You play as a king or a queen, and characters come to you with problems which you get to decide if you agree to or not. Each decision affects the population size and the happiness and the amount of gold you have. Each day is sort of a turn where you see the things play out, kind of. Like if you got new people or you got new gold or people left and things like that. The decisions come back to bite you in the future or help you in the future, depends on what happens. You can't really predict it and it's really fun. Yeah, it's definitely cooked, and I wish there was more of this. Game number 13, How We Know We're Alive. Straight away you can see you can see that it looks cooked. It's the beautiful artwork and the music in this puts you in a mood. So because it feels right, you start reading the text that appear on the screen to understand what's happening in the game, and it's quite a beautiful game. I really liked how they did this visual thing of layering the close, mid, and back, like cutaways stacked up on each other, like they do in animes. Found it very cool, very beautiful how it's done here. But this game goes straight for the feels, and it got me. Felt a bit sad towards the end of the sequence. I played like the first 5 minutes. I had to quit. It got a bit sad, very melancholic. But if you like these types of games where there's like this strong atmosphere, melancholic atmosphere, which plays on your feels, I think this is definitely for you. I think this definitely delivers. This is very cooked and feely. Yeah. Yeah, that's the word. Game number 14, Grey Box Testing. It's a puzzle game, and yeah, this game got me. The clip will explain better.
Hello. You're probably a little confused, but don't worry,
No,
you're
come
not dead,
on, no, shut
and
the
you're not
fuck
in
up.
trouble.
Shut the
Actually, the
fuck up.
opposite. We are recruiting you. Based on this huge list of bugs that you exploited, I'm guessing you've probably already figured out that you have been living in a simulated reality.
What? To be clear, I thought I'm stuck in a tutorial room and I'm gonna have to listen to use WASD to move, but it's a puzzle game. It's apparently part of the puzzle. This game is quite short, but it's quite lovely. I highly suggest try it out, and hopefully this guy makes more stuff of this. This was nice, but it's great. Go check it out. Hopefully he makes more of it. And anyway, good day. Yeah, this is